Good evening. My name is Janet Podzerwinski, and I am a singer in a unique Lenten performance right here at St. Mary's on Friday, March 23rd. The performance has been in existence for over 10 years. It has been brought to churches all over the Chicago and Joliet Diocese, and this year it is coming right here to St. Mary's for the first time.
The Seven Last Words of Christ is a passion play that is unlike anything you'd expect. The actors never say a word, and like a living holy card, the actors depict the deepest feelings of each character in a very moving way without the need to speak. There are scenes from Christ's life, flashbacks from his childhood and ministry, and his passion.
The actors may not speak, but that does not mean there is no sound. Quite the contrary. The voices of the actors and their thoughts and their feelings are beautifully expressed by the choir, soloists, and orchestra. So, while looking into Christ's face or into the eyes of our Blessed Mother, you will hear the moving and glorious music of Dubois' classic, The Seven Last Words of Christ.
Now, if you've ever read the gospel account of the Passion, or when you hear it read at Mass during Holy Week, if you're like me, maybe you've always wished you could have been there to experience what Christ did for us. Well, we know that happens every Mass, but our senses are not that much involved. We see through the eyes of faith. At the Seven Last Words of Christ performance, our senses are involved. We hear the sacred, beautiful sacred music. We see the acted out scenes of Christ's Passion, and they leave an imprint on our mind. It's the next best thing to actually being there. I, as an actor, and I've done it many times, and no matter how many times I act in this performance, I feel as though that I'm actually at these events, and I know you will too.
As a singer with this since the beginning, I can tell you each time I was part of it, I learned something more. I went deeper into Christ's Passion. And my family, my wife and 3 of my daughters have been part of it since the beginning too. And it's pretty amazing after every Lent to hear them practice at home, all of a sudden spontaneously break into a refrain of one of the choruses or whatnot. These are preteen and teenage girls, so how's that for a game changer? It's just beautiful. It has affected my family, myself and my family as well. They've come to us after seeing the performance and given us wonderful, beautiful feedback. I didn't know what to expect. Wow, I'm blown away. This has made my Lent. On and on and on and on. Over the years, we've seen it. So if you think you know what to expect, you'll be pleasantly surprised and then some. And what's our job? To pass on the faith so that the next generation is stronger in the Catholic faith than we were. If we can do that, we succeeded. And this is part of doing that. So we bring back Christ into a culture that's really secularized. It reminds me of what St. John Paul II, preserving the church through the arts, proposing the next generation to be unafraid in literature, in speech, in the marketplace. He did it. We can do it too.
About 10 years ago, a friend of mine was encouraging me to attend, as she put it, a theatrical production of The Passion and Life of Christ, in which her granddaughter would be performing as an angel. I somewhat reluctantly accepted the invite, expecting a quaint little production. What I got was nothing I could have imagined. This was a professional and stunningly beautiful production that moved me and my young daughters to tears. This was the closest I had ever been to experience what might have been the life of Christ and walking his way. About a year later, while singing a wedding with Anna, she asked me to join the choir for this production. I was honored, to say the least. Through the songs this time, I was one of the crowd chastising and condemning our Lord. I was one of the angels singing and mourning his death. It was moving and it was emotional. As an audience member, as it did for me, this production may change your Lent and possibly your faith life forever. I can assure you that you do not want to miss this experience. You can get your tickets today immediately after Mass in the narthex, and since there is only one performance, you really do not want to wait to buy your tickets. We have sold out of many, many performances. Thank you, and I hope you have a very special Lent and a blessed rest of the Sunday. Thank you.